He was drafted by the Royals in the 4th round of the 1986 draft and made his major league debut that same year, becoming a cultural phenomenon. Today, he becomes the 30th member of the Royals Hall of Fame, outfielder Bo Jackson.
Before we begin, let's hear from a Royals Hall of Famer who witnessed and described every game of Bo Jackson's career, the 56-year voice of the Royals, Denny Matthews.
Hi, everybody. The Royals Hall of Fame was established in 1986. That's to celebrate the accomplishments of those players, coaches, and other personnel who have made exceptional contributions to the Kansas City Royals. Now, the 2024 Royals Hall of Fame committee vote, it was conducted last January and included the votes of select Royals Hall of Fame members, members of the media, and the Royals Hall of Fame Executive Board. To be elected, individuals must appear on at least 75% of the ballots. Yesterday, at a ceremony, 2 men were inducted into the Royals Hall of Fame. Cedric Tallis, the Royals' first general manager. What an exceptional job he did. He took an expansion team and made them a contender in just 3 years. That's remarkable. Cedric made trades exclusively with National League teams. He acquired Amos Otis, Sean Mayberry, Fred Patek, Cookie Rojas, all Royals Hall of Famers. And in so doing, the Royals were on their way. And then, in 1981, John Schuerholz was named Royals general manager. Under his leadership, the Royals won the Western Division title, and in 1985, most of you remember, the Royals won the World Series. And John, like Cedric, made some very, very important trades. Now, today, we have gathered to honor Bo Jackson. In my opinion, Bo is one of the most important and impactful players in Royals history. Why? Why do I say that? Simply, Bo Jackson is unique. I saw him do things on the field that most players would just dream about. I saw him hit a routine ground ball to the shortstop and beat it out, safe at first. I saw him hit some of the longest home runs in Royals history. I saw him score from first base on a double. And when a stolen base was needed, Bo was the guy, and much more. You know, fans would come to the ballpark more often than not just to see Bo do some things that they had never seen before. He put the Royals in the national spotlight. One of his plays was almost always on the sports highlights shows in the evening. Bo Jackson, a national player wearing a Royals uniform. Unique, exciting, Bo Jackson. And now, to speak on behalf of the Royals organization, please welcome Royals Chairman and CEO, John Sherman.
It's an exciting day here in Kansas City, an exciting weekend in Kansas City. On behalf of this organization, I can't overemphasize how important the Hall of Fame is to this organization. How important it is that we honor our past, our history, and recognize the extraordinary achievements and accomplishments of players, managers, and non-uniform personnel. Yesterday, as Danny mentioned, we inducted Cedric Tallis and John Shearholtz, executives and general managers. Cedric Tallis was handpicked by Ewing Kauffman when he acquired the franchise, and Cedric laid the foundation, and John built upon it, building one of the most successful expansion franchises of the era. Many of those players that were on that team are here today. In the decade from 1976 to 1985, the Royals were in the postseason 7 out of 10 years. They won 2 American League pennants and a World Championship in 1985. Now we turn to Bo, one of the most celebrated athletes in the history of sports. The Kansas City Royals and our fans had the privilege of seeing Bo's athleticism and his personality on display right here in Kauffman Stadium. Known for his speed, power, and agility, we have a library of highlight reels of him making the ball disappear into the bleachers fast or into the fountains, or defensive plays that are legendary. In 1989, Bo was an all-star representing the Kansas City Royals and was named the game's MVP. That was 4 years after he won the Heisman Trophy at Auburn University as a running back. And in 1990, he played in the Pro Bowl on behalf of the LA Raiders. That'll get mixed. That'll get. You know, Bo, of all those remarkable things, I will say, and I've watched him a bunch, but I was most thunderstruck when you broke a bat over your thigh or over your helmet. I'm curious if you could still do that today. I won't ask you to do. As we said earlier, Bo's the 30th inductee, the 19th player. 15 of the inductees or representatives of their families are here today. As Danny said, including the family of Kenny Gonzalez and the daughter of Art Stewart, who are responsible for bringing Bo Jackson to Kansas City. Thank you, Kenny, and thank you, Art, for doing that. Bo, thanks for the memories. Congratulations on this great honor. Thank you, and thank you for your family for being here today. Thank you for being a Royal, and we look forward to celebrating what you mean to the Royals, Kansas City and its fans, and to the game of baseball. Thank you.
Now to formally induct Bo Jackson, let's welcome a man who knows a thing or two about a Hall of Fame. Bo's teammate, close friend, number 5, Royals Hall of Famer, Baseball Hall of Famer, George Brett.
It was so beautiful 10 minutes ago. I'm out here sweating bullets, and then the sun comes out when it's my turn to talk. Anyways, I was privileged to play 2 decades in Kansas City. In that time, I saw so many memorable players, all these guys here, and some that couldn't be here today. But without hesitation, I never saw anyone quite like Bo. And I doubt I ever will again. Bo is different. We all know that. He's unique. And he was different and unique from the very start. In his first at-bat, he had a foul ball over the foul pole, just foul. 2 pitches later, hit a ground ball to the second baseman and beat it out. The full Bo experience, thunder and lightning, all in his first at-bat, and that was just the beginning. His first home run, 475-foot blast, that is still the longest ever hit in this ballpark. Three home runs in Yankee Stadium. 4 home runs in a row and 4 consecutive plate appearances. The throw in Seattle, we've all seen 1,000 times. And when he scaled the wall in Memorial Stadium, like Spider-Man, he truly became a superhero in real life on that play. Just like the fans who stayed in their seats when Bo was coming to the plate, I never missed an at-bat. There was always the chance I would see something I had never seen before, and so many times I did. His performance at the 1989 All-Star Game stands out, not only because of his leadoff home run and MVP, but also because of the reaction of the players he was playing with and against. They were all in awe of his abilities as a baseball player. There are 2 members of the Royals family that are so important to Bo's Kansas City story. And although both are no longer with us in body, I know they are here in spirit. The first, you've heard Kenny Gonzalez mentioned earlier, is the scout that signed Bo. The key to Kenny's scouting of Bo wasn't in judging his athletic skill. That was obvious. As a scout, Ken was a relationship builder who established trust, and it made all the difference with Bo. We are so happy that Ken's family is here today, including his son Colin, who has followed in his father's footsteps as a Royal Scout. The other is my fellow Hall of Famer, Art Stewart. He was the scouting director when I was drafted in 1971. And he'd been here forever, but it's always great to have Art's daughter, Dawn, here with us on these special occasions to represent her father. Art was the scouting director when the Royals signed Bo, and always viewed that signing as a scouting triumph. Art was a storyteller at heart, and he never tired of telling the story of Bo Jackson and all the Kansas City Royals. The friendship Art and Bo had transcended baseball. Art, in many ways, became a father figure for Bo, and it was a role he took to heart for the rest of his life. Bo, I assure you, without doubt, this is a great day for Art, and he is so proud of you. He was always so proud of you. I've never seen anyone quite like Bo Jackson, Kenny Gonzalez scouting report summarized. Bo was simply stating, and I quote, He is the greatest pure athlete in America today. And you know what? He was right. And so many of us had the privilege of witnessing his greatness. He is the greatest athlete I have ever seen. He is and remains a cultural icon. And today, it is my honor and privilege to welcome my friend Bo Jackson into the Royals Hall of Fame.
Come on up, man.
We gotta watch all the video now. I told Bo, not yet. We've been talking about him, and now we need to watch him. Turn your attention to Crown Vision.
He was a kid born in Bessemer, Alabama, who went on to dazzle the sports world. He's been called superhuman. He's been called a living legend. But most people just call him Bo.
Bo Jackson says hello.
A truly unique athlete. Incredible speed.
Jackson can really run.
Awesome power.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Taking ball driven to left center field and well hit. Oh, it's a home run and it's almost on the top of the bank in left field. There it is, Bo Jackson's first major league home run.
It was too much for just one sport. So Bo played two and was incredible at both. From the moment he stepped on the field at Royal Stadium, he challenged journalists to somehow find new adjectives to describe him. And fans who witnessed his play couldn't help spreading their own version of his growing legend. Before long, every broken bat, every laser from the outfield, every TV commercial, every highlight reel home run became a part of Bo.
Everybody had doubts in Bo Jackson except Bo.
Toward the corner in left field, it's going to be up to Bo Jackson to try to stop Reynolds from scoring. He can't do it. Yes, he can. I don't believe it.
Wow. A little firewood for the winner. Orsolak licks that one to left center field. Bo on the charge. Bo is there.
At the start, you might not have known just what this kid from Alabama would become. But Bo knew. Bo knew exactly what he was capable of. First All-Star in 2 major sports, All-Star MVP, and now a Royals Hall of Famer, honoring the legacy of a man whose story transcends generations, a man whose mere name conjures greatness.
A new team tradition was born last year as all Royals Hall of Famers were given an official sport coat inspired by Bo's close friend, Hall of Fame scout Art Stewart's trademark powder blue blazer. Each sport coat has a Hall of Fame patch on the outside and an Art Stewart signature patch on the inside. Delivering today's jacket is Commerce Bank Regional President Nick Warren. As the most recent inductee, I'd like to invite Bo's first Major League General Manager to present him with his new Royals Hall of Fame blazer. Baseball Hall of Famer, and finally, Royals Hall of Famer John Schuerholz. with that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 30th member of the Kansas City's Royals Hall of Fame, the great Bo Jackson.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, there's a saying, I said this earlier today, there's a saying that it takes a community to raise a child, and the city of Kansas City and the fans did that for me. Without you, this child would have strayed a long time ago. First of all, I'd like to thank God for this day. I got asked a question an hour or so ago, Bo, how did you handle yourself when you first got to the big leagues? And my answer to him was it was easy. Only thing that I had to do was mentor what George Brett did, Willie Wilson, Frank White, Mark Gubazar, Brett Saberhagen, Dan Quisenberry, Dennis Leonard, all those, Steve Balbo, all those guys. I looked to see what they did, and I did it. So my life in Kansas City was easy because I had guys like that I looked up to. And till this day, they're still some of my closest friends. Now, speaking of friends, I try to surround myself with positive people. And this group of people you see sitting over on the third base side are some of my closest and dear friends. Thank you for being there for me. I appreciate it. There's too many to name, but for one, the big lug sitting on the end over here, that's Steve Crawford, who was a pitcher when we were here. I got the gentleman who put me together off and on during my athletic career, put me back together, Dr. Jim Andrews and his wife. Now my eyes are bad, so I'm looking. Behind him is my old neighbor that lived up the street from me in Leawood when I was here, Dick Brown, who is still a close friend. And I'm looking, I think I see Greg Rusk in the back. Raise your hand, troublemaker. There he is. John Podesnack and his wife, one of my closest friends in Illinois. The big guy sitting up front here is Jimmy Raines. I don't know if you've seen the Yellowwood commercial, but he is Mr. Yellowwood. Who else do I got over there? I'm looking. But for everybody, where's Eldon Roth? Eldon Roth is sitting back there. Very close friend of mine with his family. He's from the, do you call it the Tri-Cities? From Sioux, is it Sioux Falls? Sioux City, Iowa. So all of these people right here, they are mentors. I look and see what they do in their life and business, and I try to mimic it. So don't ever think that you're not in my prayers and in my thoughts, because I always think about you. Now, getting to this side, I have my family, who is the rock for me. My two sons, Garrett and Nick, my daughter, Morgan, they have their spouses with them, Heather, Jen, and Nick. My two grandsons, Aiden and Leo, and my wife for, has it been 60 years? And they're all my best friends. I got Illinois friend here, Ronnie Hodges, and his wife. Now for me, I got Flash Gordon, who I adopted when he came here. So he's part of the family, and his spouse. So with everybody here, and like I said, I know I'm gonna forget somebody's name, but just know this, you are loved and appreciated on both sides in this aisle, everybody. And I don't know if anybody noticed, and I just noticed it right now. Let's give a hand for the man who has kept this field in line for a long time. Retired George Toma. I love you, George. You know, I couldn't have done what I've done without the fans. You all are the rock of this city. You all make the city work. Everybody talks about, well, the Royals, they talk about the Chiefs and everything. They are one ingredient in the cake that make this city great. You all are the cake. So thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting the Royals. And like I said earlier, without you all, there would be no Kansas City Royals. There would be no Chiefs. I lived here, so this is like coming home for me. You know, a reporter asked me also an hour ago, was one of my favorite moments in Kansas City. And I had to tell him, and I chuckled. I had my grandson sitting beside me. And I told him it was a day I got purposely, now, you don't know this, John Sherholtz, but the day I purposely got tossed out of a game in the first inning. July 21st, 1990, we were playing the Milwaukee Brewers, and I took third strike, knew it was a strike. And I turned around and gave the umpire a few choice words. He tossed me. I told him thank you. I rushed to the locker room, changed without taking a shower, left the stadium, went down on the plaza, and watched the rest of the game in the bed with my wife and my baby daughter, who was born that morning. Willie Wilson just said, he ain't lying. Now, that baby daughter is 33 years old. She's close to being off the payroll. But they never do. Now, I could say this, I spend my time traveling around the country doing things, making people's day and speaking around the country. But the most important thing, the best thing that I like doing out of everything is spending time with my two grandsons, Aiden and Leo. And if you're a grandparent, you know what I'm talking about. We forget about the kids. Bring the grandkids over. We'll jack them up on Skittles and Mountain Dew and send them home later. That's what I'm enjoying now. That's what life is about, is sitting down watching my grandson make us watch Bo Jackson sports highlights over and over and over and over again. So what you see here today is a proud papa, a proud dad, a proud teammate of all the guys I played with, a proud showman for you all. Thank you for supporting me. I have a saying. Sometime during your day, be it any day of the week, stop and put some sunshine in somebody's cloud. Now I'm going to say this, and I'm going to talk to the Royals management about this. When I was here, my favorite charity was the Marillac House in Orland Park. And during my duration here, we raised a lot of funds for displaced kids. So I'm going to do this in front of you all. I'm going to ask the hierarchy of the Royals to assist me. You don't have to do nothing. To assist me in reforming that relationship with Marillac. Because I say, once you make it up that ladder, always reach back to help someone else come up that ladder. You never know what your funds do. I would like to propose, if sometime, we don't have to start this year, but next year, have collection buckets at each gate. And bring your pocket change, not asking for much. Every game, put your pocket change in a bucket so we can put some sunshine in a kid's cloud. Thank you. I know it's hot, I'm hot. We're gonna end this. They're all smiling now. We're gonna end this and hopefully enjoy a great game. I'd like to thank the Cleveland Indians for being here. I signed some baseball for you jokers. I expect to get paid. But in ending, thank you, Kansas City. I wouldn't be me without you. God bless. Enjoy the game.
As you folks know, it is tradition that the latest member of the Royals Hall of Fame throws out the first pitch. So Bo is about to throw the first pitch. His catcher will be number 5.